Now on CoastTV News.
Snow strategy. What preparations are underway as we get you ready for this weekend's big storm? Plus, Delaware's direction, where Delaware Governor Matt Meyer is focusing his priorities for 2026.
Warming up pretty nicely this morning. Enjoy the sunshine. Temperatures in the low 50s this afternoon as we await an Arctic front and our significant winter storm over the weekend.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. Today is Thursday, January 22nd. I'm Grace Eckerly and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Starting off by taking a live look out into Rehoboth. That water looks blue today. Not many people on the boardwalk despite these nice temperatures we're having this morning, Chris.
Oh, yes. That is right, Grace. We have bright blue skies out there, feeling really nice. It was a mild morning in the 40s. Right now we're at 47 in Cambridge. We're up to 50. Georgetown 51 in Salisbury, and we're at 51 in Bethany Beach. We're seeing clear skies out there. We had a few clouds overnight, but overall we're expecting a mostly sunny afternoon, and we await this Arctic front still across the U.S.-Canadian border there. That is going to drop quite an Arctic air mass down on the United States, and then we're going to see our winter storm blossom across the plains. Now, what we're expecting right now is those bone-chilling sub-zero wind chills by Saturday morning. Most of Saturday is dry. Just bundle up. Temperatures are going to struggle to get out of the teens and 20s, and then that winter storm watch kicks into effect Saturday night through Monday afternoon. We expect that snow to break out by daybreak Sunday, and that snow will be heavy at times, and then we are watching for mixing. That snow to be changing to sleet, freezing rain, and then eventually rain, especially at the coast. And then that cold, blustery conditions are going to stick around into early next week. I'll have the latest snowfall totals here in minutes.
Thank you, Chris. And what you just mentioned is our top story this morning. Starting in Delaware, emergency planners there are urging people to prepare now by putting together a winter storm preparedness kit. According to officials, that includes non-perishable food, at least 1 gallon of water per person per day, medications, a first aid kit, batteries, and flashlights. Officials also recommend portable chargers and making sure all phones and other devices are fully charged ahead of the storm. And a reminder of inclement weather plans for the Cape Henlopen School District in the case of closures on back-to-back days. School district officials say learning will be canceled on day 1. Then on day 2 and so on, the district will change to synchronous learning via Zoom. Secondary level students begin online on a 2-hour delay, and for elementary level, early learning Zoom will begin at 10:30. They say they'll provide updates as they become available. According to Seaford School Districts, the first 2 days of the storm will be snow days. The district says any additional days could be asynchronous, but again, those details will be announced at a later date. And some things to know, DelDOT is advising people on how to deal with driving conditions ahead of the storm. The department says you should drive much slower than the speed limit, leave extra space in between your car and others on the road, and to avoid tailgating and crowding around snowplows. Next, the Blood Bank of Delmarva says the storm could impact blood supply. The organization says the weather conditions will likely cause canceled blood drives and closed donation sites, which could lead to less of blood and donations between Sunday and Monday. To help, the Blood Bank of Delmarva says people should donate blood before the storm in order to increase inventory. Maryland Governor Wes Moore has issued a state of preparedness ahead of the storm. This allows for all state agencies to be on alert and to work together in the event of this weekend's big storm. According to Governor Wes Moore, Marylanders are encouraged to listen to authorities and prepare as much as possible. We'll have more winter storm coverage in our shows on the CoastTV News app, coasttvnews.com, as well as on our radio stations as we get closer to this weekend. In Maryland, lawmakers are continuing to look at the possibility of redistricting. A commission appointed by Governor Wes Moore has released this map concept. It would change District 1, which encompasses the entire Eastern Shore, by merging in heavy Democratic areas from Anne Arundel and Howard counties. The seat is held by Andy Harris, the only Republican in Maryland's congressional delegation. The state Senate president, who is a Democrat, has voiced concerns over this idea. Delaware Governor Matt Meyer set to give his State of the State address today. The speech will focus on Meyer's budget presentation for fiscal year 2027, and according to his office, the State of the State address will take place at 2 p.m. over at Legislative Hall. And stay with us on Coast TV News Midday, because coming up after the break, inspiring young minds through bilingual music and storytelling. How one educator is changing the way children learn. That's next on this week's Coastal Connections.
Well, today's going to be our mildest day, at least over the next 10 days. We are looking at much chillier temperatures into Friday as we await an Arctic front that's going to bring some sub-zero wind chills into the area by Saturday morning. Michael Brazal of Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Congratulations there on winning an umbrella from Coast TV. I'll have the latest timing and projected snowfall totals coming up next.
A local teacher is taking her passion for education far beyond the classroom, using music to help people learn a second language and connect with new cultures. As Coast TV News reporter Nicole Richter shows us, this is the teacher behind the music.
Inside her classroom at Lewis Elementary, Senora Veronica Di Bartolo is teaching more than just vocabulary. She's teaching connection through language. Her passion for bilingual learning is helping children see the world from new perspectives.
They inspire imagination.
Di Bartolo is also lending her voice to a project called Mayrim Enchanted Songs, a bilingual children's music project designed to bring stories to life through language and culture. She says teaching Spanish through music gives children a deeper understanding of the language.
We don't feel this kind of quality music is online for little kids. There are always simple songs. No, we need to expose our kids to higher level words. So Mayrim was a way to channel both three things actually: language, learning, and music, the arts.
As a featured vocalist, Di Bartolo says the project also gives her a platform to share her life as a Hispanic woman, and her mission goes beyond the classroom.
For me to be able to share my culture, my language, and my knowledge, and now my passion for the arts as well, brings me joy, and I know I am helping them and I'm exposing them to more quality things and diversified instruction as well.
For her school community, it's a reminder that educators don't stop inspiring when the bell rings.
Through music and storytelling, Miss Veronica says that this program helps children everywhere to learn, listen, and connect one song at a time. For Coastal Connections, I'm Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
Well, we are seeing bright blue skies out there this morning. A really nice day on tap here on the peninsula. 51 degrees right now, and that feels pretty good compared to what we're forecasting over the weekend. We're at 49 in Indian River Inlet, 49 in Harrington, 50 in Laurel. Now, winds are out of the west at about 10 to 23 miles an hour. We could see a few gusts here over the next few hours in excess of 30, 40 miles an hour as a dry front pushes through the area. Winter storm watches are up for the entire Delmarva Peninsula. These are going to affect Saturday night through Monday afternoon for that threat of heavy snow and ice across the area. Now, that Arctic front is still up across portions of Minnesota and the Dakotas, and that front is going to unleash that Arctic air mass across the area, and that is going to combine with Pacific and Gulf moisture, and we're going to see a big area of snow, ice, and rain develop across the plains. Now, there's that front I was telling you about. That's going to be pushing through later on today. No precipitation associated with that, but we could see a brief wind gust here over the next few hours. Temperatures, we fall from 54 to 22 on Saturday, and that's not taking into account the wind chills, as you'll see here shortly. We fall from 52 to 44 by around 6. It's going to be a pleasant, dry evening. Winds will remain relatively calm, and temperatures will fall through the 30s. By the overnight, we dip into the mid to upper 20s into early Friday morning. Friday is a dry day, chilly. We're back into the lower 40s under mostly cloudy skies through the afternoon, and then there's that Arctic front pushing through late in the day. We fall into the single digits and teens by Saturday morning. When you factor in the wind chill, it's going to feel like 6 in Georgetown 3 in Dewey Beach. This is Saturday morning, and then only feeling like the teens, and that sets the stage for our winter storm that's going to take shape across the Tennessee River Valley. Low pressure is going to redevelop off the mid-Atlantic coast. We have Arctic high pressure to the north, and all of that moisture is going to collide with the Arctic air. We expect a burst of heavy snow for everybody Sunday morning, and that snow will continue at least until late morning, mid-afternoon. Then, as that area of low pressure tracks closer to the region, notice that warmer air filtering in off the Atlantic. We see that snow change to heavy sleet by early afternoon, and you see the rain pushing into especially the beach areas. Now, still some question marks as to how far west that mix line is going to get, but the eastern shore and the mid-shore and the northern portion of the peninsula could see snow to heavy sleet, and then we go back to sleet at the coast as that storm system is beginning to pull away from the area. 3 to 6 inches for most of the beach areas from Rehoboth down through Ocean City, Assateague, and Chickateague. Generally about 4 to 5 inches for most of Sussex County, then 5 to 8 western portions of the county up through Kent and most of the midshore. And then once you get north of Kent County, you get into some 10-inch plus amounts, I think, through Newcastle County. Red alert in play through Sunday, and then we could see a few lingering snow showers in through Monday, and the cold isn't going anywhere behind this storm system. We fall to 7 degrees by Tuesday morning.
Thank you, Chris. Coming up tonight on DSN, your game of the night at 6 p.m. Cape Henlopen hosts Polytech in girls basketball, then catch the final score at 10:30 p.m. Along with that game we just mentioned, here's what you can expect on DSN Plus tonight. At 5 p.m., North Dorchester visits Easton in boys basketball. At 5:30, Lake Forest takes on Laurel in boys basketball. And at 6:30, Cape Henlopen faces off against Polytech in boys basketball. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Hope you're having a fantastic day so far here along coastal Delmarva. And if you join us today at 4 for some Coast Life, here's what's coming your way. When it comes to your HVAC system, especially this time of year, you want to make sure everything is up and running and doing so the correct way. We're going to be chatting with some experts to make sure that you are up to all of that. Also, Judge Charlie, court is back in session. We've got a dishwasher problem that needs a ruling. All of that and so much more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
Delaware lawmakers could extend the Nuclear Energy Feasibility Task Force. That's according to the state. The Senate passed Senate Concurrent Resolution 129. This puts the deadline for its report at July 31st. The task force is studying small modular reactors and examining the costs, benefits, and long-term role of nuclear power.
By 2035, that the demand is going to outpace supply in the Northeast region. So getting ahead of this, because any build, whether it's a fossil plant like a gas cogeneration power plant or a small modular reactor or a large nuclear plant, can take anywhere from 5 to 10 years to go build.
Officials say Delaware currently imports more than 60% of its electricity and says that the state needs to start exploring alternative long-term energy options as costs rise and demand grows to avoid future shortages. The legislation will now head to the House for consideration. And stay with us on CoastTV News Midday, because coming up, impending snowstorm across Delmarva, how people are stocking up on food and supplies in Delaware. Preparations are continuing for this storm, and people are stocking up on groceries and supplies. They're also scrambling to get snowblowers or get their snowblowers repaired in time for the weekend. Reporter Tim Furlong shows us the rush at some shops.
Companies that plow and remove snow are getting ready to remove potentially lots of it this weekend. That means fixing gear that always takes a weather beating.
It can be, yeah. A lot of times the salt spreaders get clogged. A lot of issues pop up during the storm.
At Suburban Lawn and Equipment in Stanton.
We've been really busy. Everybody's coming in.
Yeah, they still have snowblowers to sell, but Don got here too late for the big dog snowblower he really wanted.
It was a really good machine, deeply discounted, so I thought I'd jump on it, but I was a little bit too late. Some guy came in and bought 3 of them.
Tomorrow's going to be a little warmer, guys, so Thursday is your day to get ready for this storm. Clean out the gutters, get a little rock salt down on the sidewalk, get your shovels out, make sure they're ready, and fire up the snowblower if you have one and make sure that thing is working.
Fixing snowblowers or any small engines yourself can be risky. Suburban doing their best to help even customers who waited till the last minute to try out their machine that might have been sitting since last year.
We're taking them as they come in, so if you bring in a repair, we'll have it done, turned around to you in a day or two. They're getting prioritized. We have 5 full-time mechanics doing nothing but snow throwers right now.
This right here is a great message to get.
Hello, I'm calling from Suburban Lawn and Equipment. I'm calling to let you know your snowblower is ready for pickup.
Good news up at Pike Creek Community Hardware, too.
Ice melt, man. Pet friendly. That's what I need.
While their rock salt was running out this morning, a supplier has more on the way. Folks are also stocking up on hand warmers, gloves, scrapers, sleds, portable heaters. Be careful with these. And yes, every year some folks still need a new shovel, which I can't really figure out. Joe has a theory.
You know, they put it into the storage and then they get rid of it, and then they come back here and they need another one. Or they didn't buy a good one the first time.
Yeah, the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to get what you need to stay warm, safe, and shoveled later this weekend. Tim Furlong, WRDE Coast TV News.
We're enjoying sunshine and mild temperatures ahead of our significant winter storm threat this weekend. We're at 52 in Dover. Mostly sunny skies through the afternoon. Will top out in the low 50s. And you can always call our Coast TV First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast. 10-day right after the break. The pick of the week is here. Sunny skies, temperatures in the low 50s through the afternoon. Winds will stay relatively calm, although we may get a few gusts here through the afternoon near 25-30 miles an hour, especially in the northern portion of the peninsula. Partly cloudy skies through the evening. We fall to 41 degrees. Now it's back to the chilly weather on Friday ahead of an Arctic front that's going to be blasting us with some sub-zero wind chills by Saturday morning. We stay dry. Red alert in play for our winter storm. Expect heavy snow to develop Sunday morning to change to some heavy sleet and potential freezing rain and even rain through the day, especially at the coast. Stay with us for continuing coverage on the storm over the next few days. Grace.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News Midday. If you like more local news or local weather, especially ahead of the storm, make sure you download our Coast TV News app, and don't forget to join us back here for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Until then, have a great Thursday.